So say you were hurt in a situation or you had something happen and you keep ruminating over it. These stories keep going over and over and you're playing them over in your head and you can't get out of the stories and you have all these different scenarios you're going through, and sometimes you're hurt by it and angry by it, and other times you're like, okay, I've come to terms with this, but you keep going over the situation over and over in your head. In today's video, I'm going to go into guiding you through some steps to clear the thoughts from your head and get down into our bodies. Getting into our bodies and then being able to come to terms with it, being able to move on from the situation and really have a dialogue with yourself about this. So it's taking it from this thought level down into our body and down into what is really going on for you. So thank you for joining me today. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And I help you get connected into your intuition, into your body wisdom. And if you look in the dialog box below, I currently have a freebie that you can snag up, which is about your body wisdom and starting to listen and learn different tools and techniques of how to start listening to your body. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. So are you stuck in this ruminating place? You're stuck in the monkey mind, all these thoughts, you're overthinking and continually overthinking the situation and going over and over it in many different ways. Like, if I had said this, or if I had done that, or if they did this or that, and then seeing how the scenario unfolds. What we actually want to do is shift out of those thoughts, because that's just keeping us at this one place. It's not really getting into something deeper and what will actually help us move out and move on from this. So I'm going to guide you into a little visualization, a little bit of body connection, where we'll go from clearing out these thoughts into connecting with our body and then seeing how our body can help us work through this. And I know for myself, it is really hard sometimes when we've been hurt or when we're in a place of concern of what others might think about maybe something we did, or we're fearful of something we did. And when we're in that place, I know that it's like we want to stay in these stories because there's something that's kind of feeding us, but at the same time not. So what we want to do again is shift out of that place. And even though it's kind of like, I want to stay here, it's like, do you really want to stay in that place, or do you want to start to shift it? So if you do want to start to shift it, think of a situation, scenario, something happened that you want to work through, and something that you maybe have been going around and around in your thoughts, and you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I really want to move on from this. So thinking of that situation, what is the storyline that you have? Like, if you start replaying the situation or the words that you used, and then start seeing those words in your mind's eye, those words are just a storyline. And then what you can do, take a breath, you can close your eyes and seeing those words in that storyline, and then scoop up the words. And as you scoop up the words, they turn into and transform into either clouds that float off into the sky or light that also just float away and dissolve. So you're seeing all these words, the story that you have. So continue thinking of this story. What is it that the situation that happened? Did someone hurt you? Did they say something? Did you say something? Whatever that storyline is, see the words then passing by and you're scooping them up. And with each of the words that you scoop up, they transform into these clouds, particles, light, whatever it is that you see them transforming into the sky, floating away, and keep scooping these up. All the words get scooped up and float away. And as you continue to scoop up these words and continue to see the storyline, take a breath and start to notice your breath. And with each inhale and exhale, you notice the breath coming in and going out like through your nose. You can feel it. Maybe the temperature is a little bit different. You can feel some sensations. Just notice that breath coming in and out. And if you still have this storyline going on, you can continue to let those things go. Let them go and letting the mind clear. And then coming back to this breath and noticing the breath coming in. With each inhale, focusing on the inhale and exhale, and then focusing as it goes down into your chest. Like, can you feel the breath as it expands your chest up and down? And then as well, letting your focus go down to your belly, continuing to breathe in and out, and letting your awareness and what you're noticing now is your body into your breath, into your belly, down into your hips, and then notice your legs all the way down to your feet, and then your arms all the way down to your hands. And noticing your head and your chest again with each inhale, going up and down. And with this focus now on your body, come back to that story, the situation that happened, something, whatever it was that happened, and notice what you feel or if there's a shift in your body. Like as you come back to the story, back to the situation, is there a tightness or something shifting in your body? And then go to that place in your body and you can start having a dialogue with this area and ask what's going on. And in this area, if there's a tightness, if there's a heaviness, whatever it is, you can ask, like, what does it need? Or what would you like to say? And then take a moment and listen to it. And so you're listening from a place of compassion in yourself. And it's like you would listen to a little child and giving that child compassion. And you want to give that same kind of compassion to yourself. And again, asking these questions of that area and seeing what's going on. Like, are there fears or concerns or things coming up within you? And you can continue to stay here and ask more questions of it, but I'm going to guide us back out from this. And again, staying here, giving it compassion and love, asking questions and seeing what comes through. But then if you are ready, you can start coming out of this, noticing the breath again in your chest, rising and falling. And then noticing all of your body again and in the space that you're in. So you're coming back to the physical awareness, being here, being in this space. And if you close your eyes, you can open your eyes and you can just notice how you feel right now in comparison to when you're in your thoughts and in that ruminating place where you're going over and over and over. It feels sometimes for me when I get into that place like such a heaviness, like I'm stuck in this, where getting down into the body lightens it up and helps me release it and helps me shift pretty quickly out of this. So really the steps is that you're first letting go of those thoughts, and you can use any technique you want to step out of those thoughts and calm yourself and get into your body. And that's where coming into listening to the breath and then focusing on different parts of the body. And then I like to notice where I feel the tension around this storyline and then having a dialogue with it. You can also connect to your heart space or your gut and see what your body just has to say or see what those places have to say. And having, again, this dialogue, or when you're having the dialogue, it's really just asking and then you might get images, or you might get other words or sounds, or you might get other sensations or feelings. And it's how you get this information. So it might come through in different ways for you. So you can keep doing this over and over and as often as you need. If you get into that place where you're like, I'm really stuck in my thoughts, you can just come down into the body, take a few minutes, and then you'll just help shift it pretty quickly. But what it's also doing is it's really coming into finding out what's going on in you. Because when we're in these stories, it's we're hurt or we're in anger or something is going on, and we're actually not facing that. We're actually just playing the stories over and over again. And then this helps us process through what is going on and be able to start shifting that storyline for ourselves. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. And thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.